Hey, how you doing? It's Falcon Speed here. Just showing you where we are. Again, this is the demo world where the green is. That's where we're currently located, which is the basic start point. Start point's actually a little further southwest here. If I put on F3, it's basically where you have X and Z at block 0. Um, so yeah, we're gonna check out my train route. It basically follows, goes to the next continent, goes further south, and then all the way across two other oceans to the jungle. Okay. So as you can see here, I got my dispensers. I got a whole bunch of stuff. This is my area of Towerland. It has been heavily, and again, that's not loading, but that's a 42-story building on the left-hand side. Um, Basically my home base, for lack of a better term. As you can see here, this is like all the map and the whole area where we're going. So we're going to be following this the whole way through. It's going a little fast, but right now I'm more sort of doing this as sort of, that's Luke Land over there. More sort of doing this as sort of, this is what the place looks like when I finally finished the highway. I'd like to refer to Mine Atlas. If you're not familiar with Mine Atlas, what Mine Atlas is, it allows you to see what your world seed is like. Unfortunately, though, because I'm using Fraps and I got Windows 8.1, it doesn't allow me to go from Fraps to my desktop or to a browser. So hopefully they'll fix that with Fraps. Or hopefully I'll be able to patch that in and refer to those maps with another program. I'm trying different programs right now, but nothing so far has worked. This is my town of Port Locke, named it after John Locke the philosopher, and of course it's a port city. I originally set up a port here, hence the name. I'm going in a tunnel right now. Again, my road for my horses actually goes over the hill, and I have a sheep pen there. This first part of my railway system and road system I built when I first started the game back February 2015, so it's not as nice looking, and there's obviously some problems. Obviously, I have sheep that pop down here and block me as I'm going through. I'm hoping that doesn't happen on this thing. Further north, there's a village. You can probably see one of the houses there. I'm going to refer to it as Falcon Ridge. Um, Coming up here is a place I'm going to call Lava Springs. Basically, along this highway and roadway, I saw a number, like a lava pool, and I thought it'd be cool to set up some pyramids. I'm going to set up a few more to make it look somewhat rustic, but somewhat different. Again, in hindsight, it's probably just better to just build straight through as opposed to all these curves. But anyways, as I said, this is the first roadway I built, and so I have a lot of curves. I have a every so often I'm putting in different places to sort of stay. This is where I turn, and I'm going south now towards another town called Iliad. Um, as you know, Towerland, I've already crossed one ocean, and this is my attempt to not only go to this town here. Again, I got a couple tree houses going up. I got my walkway there on my east. Okay. But this is my way of getting to another town as well as getting to another ocean. I find boat travel to be really fast on here. Oh no, don't get in my path. Okay, there we go. So welcome to the town of Iliad. Again, this is another town made by the game, but I have built a tower. Again, I put beacons at the top of the towers. I know you get special powers from the beacons. Again, I've just turned east, and just so you can see it, I've put beacons at the top of the towers, more so you can see it from afar. Again, just showing you sort of the tower itself. Again, when I first built this road and railway system, I sort of had both sort of separate. I found just in the past that building both of them together are really good. And again, you got flower plains over here, so if you like flowers, you got a whole ton there. Eventually, I will hook them up, and again, every so often, I like to put little entrances for animals underneath. I've had to glass this whole part in because I used to have sheep getting onto my track, and of course, this railway goes on for a good 15 minutes. This is where I picked up my first horses, by the way. I'll give you the locale again. We're looking at basically 1600 by 180. If you are starting in Demoworld, I'd actually suggest you to go northwest, because when you go northwest, you find sheep, which is a good source of food, and you'll also find horses further on. Coming up here again, we have another pyramid. I believe this is where I found my first saddle. So it might be an area where if you are thinking of getting a horse, and obviously you're thinking of getting a saddle, you might want to go there. Um, all of this I built in survival mode. Now it was survival peaceful mode, so again, I don't have to worry about mobs and monsters and everything like that. But at the same time, this up to about this point was built all in survival mode. Most of the buildings you saw in Towerland were built in creative mode. And as we go on, and we go through, and again, I've sort of decorated this with glowstone. I actually find sea lanterns to be better. One of the reasons why I've resorted to creative mode, because in survival mode, peaceful, you don't have the option for certain things like sea lanterns, at least that I know of. And again, I can't really show you the maps on my internet because, again, as I said before, I am using Fraps to record this, but unfortunately, with Windows 8, they don't have a fix for being able to access the internet. Anyways, coming up, we're going to be coming up to the ocean. It's the same ocean that you have in Iliad. And again, I got another beacon tower. I like putting these. Usually I like covering up the beacons, but I like putting these at ocean front so that if I get lost, let's say my boat hits a squid, or I just decide to go exploring and I get lost, I can actually, if I'm within distance, I can actually know where I am. And again, you'd be surprised with how large this is, how easy it is to get disoriented. Anyways, coming up here, and again, this is the sort of second ocean. We got sort of uh, a mushroom area where there's all sorts of cows. So again, I've had to cover that off because I had a number of times where I send a cart off and it would hit a cow, and then I would find it 3 minutes later back where it started, or myself where I would set myself off because I wanted to go build something far off, and so I would go get something to eat, come back in 10 minutes, and it would be back where it started. And of course, that kind of sucks because you just burnt 10 minutes of your time when you could have fixed it. So I've sort of glass enclosed it. In case you're wondering why I have it 2 blocks high where I have blocks and glass, because if I'm ever taking horseback, you'll find that sometimes, especially on bridges that are this long, you'll sort of get bored and sort of tune out. You'll be talking, listening to music, or just a lot of times I'll watch hockey games at the same time, and you'll get distracted and you might end up going over the wall. So I find with having a wall as well as glass, you don't have to worry about that with horses. And you'll find that throughout this map, especially on some of the older bridges, as well as some of the bridges that I've been just wanting to finish because this has taken me forever. I've really sort of left that, although the newer bridges not so much. As you see here, I'm sort of spacing out the sea lanterns every 7. I just find that that's the best in terms of being able to see. And again, with the track, I'm trying to mix it up. I find that if I need to stop, obviously I could set it up where I have stations, but I haven't done that because I've been more interested in finishing the map. This is just one of the islands in this ocean, so it's not like we're actually going to stop, although I may end up setting up buildings here and stuff like that. Again, with setting up the rail tracks, I find that having the powered rails every so often, again, this is another place I've set up with a dock. Having the power rails is the fastest way. I usually try and do it every 7. Here, not so much, but in the later tracks, you'll basically see where it's all power rails. And obviously, the earlier tracks, you'll see where I have a power rail every 30, because I read somewhere that by having it every 30, that's where it really starts to slow down. So, but if you have it every 7, then you're fine. And of course, from where the redstone torch is, you can branch it out, including that block, 9 blocks. So, anyways, I'm coming to the eastern part of this second ocean. I really haven't named it yet, but I'm coming to my town of Dunbar. As you can see, my tracks go on for a ways. In the west and the north, I also have tracks, but those only go on for a few hundred blocks. This is sort of my big one where I got frustrated looking for a jungle, and again, thank goodness for Mine Atlas, I was able to find one. And of course, north, east, west, and south on Demoworld, they're all about 7,000 to 8,000 away. So this is my town of Dunbar. Again, I've just sort of started it. I'm doing it all with redstone. Got my little beacon tower there, as you can see. And I'm going to have to actually exit tracks. I sort of left this as a mid-staging point. Eventually, I'm going to have it where I'm going to probably have a lever. You figured I'd have a diamond pickaxe to set this up properly. Again, if you're wondering about the chest that's next by, I usually find having additional mine carts just in case you get lost. Your horse goes for a walk. I have to. Oh no, okay, that's meant to be there. Eventually, I'm planning on this town where this is basically going to be like a subway or underneath tunnel, and I plan on taking out all these trees. And as you can see my beacon tower from quite a ways off, which I find really nice. Yeah, it's gone now. So this is a river, and again, I've left F3 on. I probably should take that off. Doesn't look nice, but this is a river. I find a lot of the rivers going through the continents you'll usually find a river that does, at least in Demoworld, will connect different oceans, which is always beneficial. And again, here you'll see where I've started resorting to stairs. We're just cutting through forest now and eventually taiga. And again, jungle, and there's actually a mesa just east of the jungle where I'm going to. And again, I'm going to about block 7300 X. So in case you're wondering how far this video is going to go. And this basically goes somewhat straight for the rest. We're going to go a little bit north, a little bit south. We're going to be hitting other towns. As you can see now, we're in Taiga, sun setting. You can see the cedar trees. And again, we're going to be... actually, I can't even remember this part here, but eventually we're going to be going north once we cut through this tunnel. And again, just on the other side of this tunnel, we hit the third ocean that we're going to be crossing. And again, this tunnel here is not so big. Again, I don't really plan on putting much structures in this area, except at the far end where the another beacon tower is, because again, we're along a third ocean. So as you can see there, and you can probably see it better this way. I put a retaining wall in there just because there's a mountain there, and then we're going further north. This village that's coming up is in and around the third, and again, if I can, I'm going to try and document it, but you can see it on Mine Atlas. I've called this village Star Rive, and again, probably with the YouTube video at the very least, if I'm unable to sort of fix it in, you can see the beacon tower from here too. What I will do is sort of put a link to the Mine Atlas site and maybe my version of it with cities noted. As you can tell, I sort of changed the brick color here. Just again, something different while you're going through countless areas. And again, we're at basically block 5,000. That pathway going north, just in case you're wondering, is to another pyramid. So, and again, we're crossing. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even sure. I believe it's part of an ocean, but I'm kind of lost without checking back with Mine Atlas at this point. So, well, anyways, we're 5,000 away from where we need to be, which is Towerland, and we're 2,000 from where we're going. So yeah, we're going to be coming up to another village rather soon, and there'll be another 2 villages before we hit the final ocean. We cross that final ocean and we'll be reaching our final destination, which is the jungle. And again, I really haven't named much past here. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering what the seed is for the demo world, it's negative 343522682. And that's the seed for the demo world. That's where if you start Minecraft and you choose the demo world default, that's the world you're going to be starting in, which is the same world I'm in now. And so, again, this is the village of Santem. I decided to call it that. I called all the villages in this area starting with an S, just so that eventually when I expand further, I'll know when I'm referring to a village what it is. Okay. And so it's actually, that village is kind of cool because it actually starts off high and then it goes low. This area here, I've actually spawned a ton of cows in the area. As you know, there's one. You can see there's a few there, and we're using me and my kids were using our bows and arrows to take them out. So I might set that up as sort of a place to sort of go hunting per se, aka 1800s North America. Sorry for anybody who is an animal lover and finds that alarming. Anyways, we're still going east, as you can see. I've sort of left the F3 button on, as nothing really here much to see except fields and such. We're going through an eastern savanna, and again, you can see a beacon tower coming up, which sort of lets me know, hey, you know what, I'm coming back to civilization. And again, if you're wondering what those lights are that were in the south to the distance, all that is a lava pool, which you will find a lot of throughout Minecraft. And that walkway was just down to a dungeon where occasionally when I'm digging, and especially if I'm in survival mode, obviously I need resources. So this is the last ocean, and so as usual I always put my beacon towers in a place where first place I meet the ocean, I set up a beacon tower, and so that I can take a boat across, or if I'm in creative mode, I fly across, but usually I'm in survival mode. I can take a boat across and sort of plan, okay, where am I going to have this road lead up? Because obviously you want to get there as quickly as possible, and so you want to go in a straight direction, but sometimes it's not so easy. You're going through desert, and of course with sand that all collapses sometimes, so you don't want to build on that. If you're going through a deep part of the ocean, that kind of sucks, because I like to build pillars every 35 blocks just to make it look realistic that you have supporting pillars under your bridges. And so, well, you're digging down to 30. By the way, this is the last village I'm passing is the village I called Santastic. We're going over the ocean now, by the way. And there's actually a pyramid in that village, although there's only 2 cities there. Again, if you're starting off in Demoworld, one of the best villages I found is Falcon Ridge. You get a lot of stuff there, basically just about every other option. So again, even though I have said go northwest when you're starting Demoworld, you do want to sort of sail across to the straight east and a little bit north and go to the village there, which again you'll find on Mine Atlas. But as I was saying before, I like to set up when I'm doing a bridge. So we're going over a bridge right now, and every 35 blocks you will find that I like to put in there's another beacon coming up over here. You'll find that it's on top of the mountains, this one, so that way when it rains, well, if you don't know, it actually snows on top of a mountain. And so I actually have it set up so I have an elevator, so you can go right up and you can sort of sit back, relax in your chair, and see that where this gold is. I'm not going to go up there now because, well, there's no snow, there's no rain down here, which means there's no snow up there, so there's nothing really to see. But in another video I'll probably set that up. So as I was saying before, every 35 blocks I like to set up my pillars. And again, if you know anything about deep oceans, they can go as deep as like 29 blocks, and so you're setting up 4 pillars to support your bridge, because again you want it to be as realistic as possible. That's going to be a lot of work if you're going through a deep ocean as opposed to over land or over a regular ocean. As you can see, that's the beacon tower on top of the hill, and in a future video I will set it up where I will set it up where you'll be able to see that when it snows, because it's actually pretty cool, the snow option. So anyhow, as you can see, we're almost reaching. I'm going to take F3 off, but we're also reaching. It's 7,300 we need to get to, and we're at 7,250, and so we're almost at my final destination, which is Jungle Land. And actually, right in this area, we found a bunch of ocelots, which you can tame by having raw fish into cats. I actually came ashore and built the jungle part of it. Not sure why the sound isn't on. I think I might have taken that off, but and so here we are. There we go. And so this is my little jungle village. This is where I am. This is my final resource. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, sorry to bore you. Later.